Hi, everybody. Danae Brazel here again, Vice President, Kintec Analytical. I just went over how to set up the instrument and connect it through the setup preferences. We're connected through the network here, and I'm actually physically connected to a FlexStream base module, but I'm going to operate it remotely. So I'm going to show you how to set up your permeation tubes to operate the instrument remotely. So we do have a base module attached. We have some different tabs here. I'll go over those real quickly. In our permeation tab, this is where we will actually set up our compounds or our permeation tubes so that we can operate. And then we have a data logging tab. We've been logging a little bit of data since we got started, just basically showing the oven temperature set point and then the oven temperature, actual oven temperature. So we're not logging to a file. If I wanted to log to a file, I could click this and create a new file name, and that would log to a file on the computer that you could save and pull up later. For now, I'm just going to leave it as it is. If I wanted to hone in on just the concentration parameters of my perm tubes, once I load them, I can look at the other table here. So that's just the data logging part of FlexLink, which is really nice when you're running a lot of calibrations. But we haven't loaded our perm tubes yet, so we'll do that here shortly. The event log allows you to see if there any events happen, like a power outage or an alarm that went off. That would show up here, so you could check that if you needed to. Going back to the permeation tab, if I had other modules attached with this base module, they would show up here, and I would click on each one of those tabs to load in the permeation tubes virtually, as I'm going to do here in a second. And so I would flip through those and do each one at a time. So what I want to do is actually add some sulfurs to my base module today. So I would physically have to go load those into the instrument and then define them either through the touch screen or through the software. I choose today to use the software since I am operating it remotely. And so what I'm going to do is actually add a couple of sulfurs. We're going to add H2S with an emission rate of 6,530 nanograms per minute, so 6,530. H2S molecular weight is 34.08, and our tubes are certified at 35 degrees C today. This is just for demo purposes. These are just tubes that we're defining for a demonstration. So we're also going to add a methyl mercaptan tube. I'm not going to write all that out, so we're just going to use it as MM. So that's going to be our methyl mercaptan. The permeation tube is certified at 3,780 nanograms per minute, so 3,780. And then the molecular weight of methyl mercaptan is 48.11. Again, certified at 35 degrees C. I'm choosing 35 degrees C because that's what my certificate is saying. But you would actually reference your certification temperature. It could be 40 degrees C, it could be 50, whatever. But our oven is actually heated up to 35 degrees C. We're going to be operating at 35 degrees C today. Now, what I want to do, now that I've added those components, I could add up to 8 components to one oven, as long as they're disposable type tubes. So I'm only adding 2 here today. And so I just wanted to show that. So once I add those, I'm going to save those over to the FlexStream. So you'll see that this is actually saving the 2 properties and the information to the FlexStream. That way it's loaded into the memory of the FlexStream, and as we operate, it'll recall the information. I can also walk over to the FlexStream touch screen and not use the software, and the tubes are over there on the touch screen or already loaded in. So that's why we're saving them over to the FlexStream. So that's how you actually set up your components. If I had more, like I said, I would add them here. The one thing is that we are working with the base module. So a base module has one oven. That one oven is set at 35 degrees C. If I had more tubes, I could only use them and only operate with them as if they were certified at the same temperature here. I wouldn't want to load permeation tubes that say we're operating at 60 degrees C when my oven's at 35 degrees C and some of the tubes in the oven are at 35 degrees C. So that's it for this tutorial. Hope to see you soon on the next one. Thanks for watching.